mate, and we've got a little Fiesta 2010, and it's had a couple of little problems which has spiraled out of control, and it sapped the life out of me, this car has, yesterday. That heater blower motor had failed, and it caused all sorts of problems, and it sent me right down the wrong way, and well, just spiraled out of control. Anyway, let's get these new parts fitted. Alright, let's get these new bits unboxed. Now, I don't know what to fit first, whether I fit this new fan, the heater blower motor fan, or do we go with a rad fan? Let's go with the rad fan first. Let's get it open. Now these are fairly simple to fit. We go from underneath. Loose round. And we can pull it up into place. And that you're not bending the radiator fins, because that's the last thing you want to do. It should just clip into the two clips in the bottom. Like so. It should just clip into place. Let me say it should. Like that, and like that. That's perfect. Right, all we need to do is just get it plugged in. Now that we've put that new radiator coolant fan back in, put the airbox on, make sure everything's nice and plugged back in, let's get round now to this heater blower motor. Now, if you've never changed one of these, they are a little bit of a nightmare, which I will show you now. One thing you need to remove is the clutch pedal itself, and when you remove it, make sure you hold it up like that so you're not spilling any brake fluid out of it. And it is, oh hang on, let me go and get a torch. Now we've got a bit of a torch on the job. My old boss used to say to me, if you can see it, I can see it. So anyway, these heater blower motors, they are located up underneath the dashboard. I don't know if I can be able to see it now. A big hole up there, that's where it fits, and to be able to get it out, like I said, we've just got to remove the clutch pedal and also the bottom steering coupling joint. Take your 12mm off it, slide up and pull it behind the brake pedal so it's not dangling in the way, and it'll pull out. I'm not gonna lie, this car's done my head in. There's not many cars where I think I can't be arsed and I want to go home. This was it yesterday. But anyway, the new parts are in and we're going to get them chucked in and get the job boxed off. Now these fan motors in these little Fiestas, they're alright if you've got little hands, but if you've got massive hands like myself, it can be a bit fiddly. But anyway, we have got it in. Now, they can be a bit awkward. You've got to twist them clockwise to get them out, put the new one in, and then go anti-clockwise to tighten it up. And there is a little torque screwdriver, I don't know whether you can see it, which is just on the bottom right hand corner there. Can you see it? You can't see it, hang on. Bit of a nightmare to do the job and film it for you at the same time. But the bottom right hand corner, down there you can see a little torque screwdriver that you need to undo, and the wiring connector, which is right at 12 o'clock. Now a lot of people are probably going to say, oh, you don't need to take the airbag out on these. No, you're probably right. The only reason why I've taken it out is because to get a little bit more visual access. As you can see where my hand is now, I can't see, but if I take an airbag out, I've got just a little bit of a spiral that I can see through stuff. Anyway, now it's all connected up, let's get on the key. Bearing in mind that airbag is out, it's going to be fine because I've got the diag to be able to clear the fault code. The key. Right, let's get on the key and just see if this fan motor is working as it should do. Oh, shut up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Absolutely perfect. Now let's get this car put back together. Now on the clutch pedal, when you're putting it back in, take extra care because that little rubber seal there, that's the feed from the brake reservoir, and that one's going to the gearbox, to the concentric slave, and there is a little rubber ring Actually, I'll go and put it on now. Which it goes on the pipe down the back here, and you don't want to be losing that. You need to make sure that it's on properly, like that. Like there. Because if that isn't on, you're going to be leaking clutch fluid, braking clutch fluid everywhere. Right, let's get back around to it. Now, once we've got that clutch pedal back in, do not press it. If you do that, you're going to have to end up bleeding all the system again. We've got the lower steering column back on. Let's get the airbag on. What a lot of people make a mistake of when they're pulling the airbags out of them, the actual plug, the connector, goes through the side there. And what happens is, I've seen it many times, where they pull the airbag out and it breaks a wiring loom off, and it causes all sorts of problems. But just make note of that plug that comes out the side. Now think back to when I said don't touch the clutch pedal because it's probably not going to want bleeding. Well, somebody, no names mentioned, touched the clutch pedal and it does need bleeding. Nonetheless, it is a fairly simple job to do. Bleed bottle on, and you can undo the bleed nipples with these, if you know, with your fingers, and bleed it through. Now finally, we've got this car all back together, and this is just a simple video to say that everything doesn't always go as planned, and you do run up against stuff that's going to throw you down the wrong route. When I plugged this car in originally, I had loads of CAN bus faults. I was chasing cans and checking my wires and stuff like that. Anyway, it sent me down the wrong way. So, however, we have now got everything's working now as it should. And as you can see, we've only got 3 miles left on the tank. Now, the closest petrol station to us is about 4 miles away. So if I have it running for too long, customer ain't gonna get there, is he? We just want to check the cooling fan. What we're going to do, we're going to start it up, put the fans on, I'm going to click the AC button, and that should put the cooling fan on. There you go, you probably can't see it, but it is running. So yeah, now that car is now finally finished. I'm glad, it's not very often that I say this, I'm glad to see the back of a car. But yeah, just remember that if you're having a bad day, you're not the only one. Everybody has bad days. Just keep your chin up, and it's how you deal with it. But anyway, let's get it sent.